everyone. How are you doing? Whoa, gotta get the mic a little closer. Sorry, this is one of those, I know a lot of people lately have been like, oh my God, emergency show. I don't do emergency shows. It's 8 o'clock, 8:05. I'm sleepy as hell. I'm tired. But I thought I'd want to come on and just talk about a little something. So this is like an out of the band show, if you want to call it that. So a lot of things have happened in the past couple days. People have been asking me about on Twitter that I thought I would comment on when a lot of this stuff really has nothing to do with me, but I do have thoughts about it. So it was told. Oh, look, my camera's cutting off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to scrunch. Actually, let me turn on this light in front of me. 1 second. Where are you, light? Ah, that's better. So, the Compound New York studios are closing. A very somber thing. I just wanted to make some comments about it, really. Again, this has absolutely nothing to do with me. It's not my business. It's not my show. It's not anything. But I'd like to think that over the time that it's been there, I contributed in any little way I could. But let's go back a little bit. So, when Anthony was doing the show out of his house, which was just a brilliant thing that he did, because he was the first one on the boat, and he sailed that boat somewhere great, to the point that Joe Rogan's entire show is based off of what Anthony did. This is known. It's not a lie. This is not made up. The most popular show on the freaking planet was based off of what Anthony created, his foresight. So it was great to see it grow from his house to the New York City studio. And I got to give credit, massive credit, to Keith the Cop, who basically was 9 of Anthony's 10 fingers, from what I know, what I saw. Really built that studio up into a real professional place. Not so much the antics that would go on there, but I mean, he took the 9th floor, nothing space, and created something wonderful. So credit definitely goes to Keith, who was really missed there after he had moved away and had to do a lot of boss things himself, which we know Anthony. He doesn't like being the boss. He likes being the boss in video games, but never being the boss of a company, which I understand. I don't like that either. Anthony and I are very similar in a couple of aspects. One, we're both tremendous pieces of crap, but no, we're status quo people. We don't like making waves. We don't like when things change. We are creatures of routine, creatures of habit. So I know that any time items came up that he had to handle as a boss, he'd go quiet and his mood would change and wouldn't talk to him for a couple of days. Now, I virtually talk to the boy at least once a day. Text, mostly. So, you know, we keep kind of dibs. And I'm very proud of what he created. This entire network that was promoted as the Free Speech Network, which it really is still. I don't want to talk like we're post-mortem here, because Compound is not going away. It's merely merging and the tree branches are growing, whatever you want to call it. I know some people that I've seen the last couple of days are taking jollies at this. Mostly, you know, Kevin Brennan, Chad Zumach. I mean, shit. I turned into Zumach's show the other day, which I never watched, but I I knew, whenever you see Kumia's cuck on his title, I'm like, oh, let me see what kind of bullshit he's spewing right now. And he's like, oh, I predicted this. Look, Nostradamus predicted he was an asshole thousands of years ago. This is not something that should be celebrated as a demise. This was something that Anthony kept going longer than anybody thought he would. When he, in fact, like I said, kind of created this medium. There have been a lot of people that have come and gone on his network for various reasons, but it gave each of them a platform to speak, to do what they want. He never questioned any of the shows. Oh, look at my camera's flitzing out again. I need a Garrett. But I just wanted to share a couple things. And I first want to just say thank you. Thank you for allowing me. And this goes to everybody that was ever in the studio, everybody's show, everybody that I met, all these wonderful people who always made me laugh and will still make me laugh. I loved the New York City studio. It was one of my favorite places on earth to go, even though the surrounding area was an absolute shithole. But there were days, look, I work. I have a job. I have multiple jobs. I had to take days off from these jobs to travel to the studio. And I would do that. I saved my vacation days. I'm rarely sick, knock on wood. I would take a half day, take a train from Limbrook down to Penn, and go up to see Gino's show or go up to sit in Anthony's show or whatever. And never once did I ever go there and leave without an extreme smile on my face, laughing my ass off at just not even the shows, just hanging out with the guys. Again, I'm going to be selfish for a little bit. I don't see a lot of people. I don't hang out. Look, I'm here 8 o'clock at night, here in my jammy pants, hanging out with you people on the internet. It's what I do. And I love you for it, for those that are tuning in. So, because of what Anthony created, I got to meet people that I would have never met before. Wonderful friends. I call them my friends. I believe they all are. Even though I don't see any of them really hardly ever. And that's where it kind of hits me. Because, that part is over. But, over just from the standpoint of being able to go somewhere easy and knowing people were going to be there and everything was just fun. At least to me it always was. And still is. Look, there are people that I'd go there and see that I may never see again. And we'll still talk on Twitter and what have you. Maybe they'll come on my show. But ever since COVID, when the world changed and you don't get to see people face to face as much, it was just nice to have that normal feeling again. It really was. Well, I want to roll off some names of people that I want to thank for just spending time, making me laugh, who will continue to make me laugh. Obviously, it starts with the boss, like I just said. If not for Anthony, life would be pretty fucking empty, honestly. I love him like a brother. I love his brother Joe like a big brother. He introduced me and gave me the ability to meet the most wonderful people on the planet. From the parties, from the studio, from whatever. Um, he's always there to make me laugh. He's there at 3 o'clock in the morning. We're texting, watching Mannix and Cannon. Um, we say things to each other that would probably get us both deported, but I can never repay that. So I want to thank him for that, seriously. Um, and I want to say I want to thank Ben Rat, who honestly was a basis from what this is, because Ben helped me years ago, talked about the software I'm using to do this, and he was a knowledgeable kid who was always nice, and I want to thank him for that. I still talk to him on Twitter very rarely, but he's still there. I guess know what he's doing now, probably watching some gay play somewhere. I want to thank E-Rock. Seriously, I love Eric. Everybody should watch his show. His show is great. I don't watch many internet shows because I work too much. I don't have the time to sit there and just watch a show. I'm either playing a video game, watching sports more than anything. But anytime E-Rock show's on, I get the notification. I always try to tune in. He's great on topics. His guests and co-hosts are hilarious. And Eric has been one of the nicest guys that I've ever known. He is knowledgeable about a crazy amount of subjects, all his radio knowledge and communications knowledge and show knowledge. And he is one of the best guys out there. Really is. I love Eric. And it's been a pleasure to see him when I've got to see him, which is maybe once a year. I want to thank Garrett. Garrett has always been it's all of our favorite. We love Garrett. There's so many nice things that have been said about him in the last couple of days, and we will continue to say about him. No matter what Garrett is going to do, he's got such a great persona, such great knowledge, and such a great attitude. He'll always land on his feet. Nobody does a photo bomb as good as Garrett. I'll say that. Best photo bomber ever. Every time I would walk into the studio, he's there with a smile. I would bring donuts and yummies all the time, and Garrett's sitting there eating his chicken, and he has this unbelievable ability to lounge in his chair unlike anyone I've ever seen before. He literally would sit all the way back, and he would grab that mic and bring it over to him. But I helped him with his machine. I was the last person, I guess, that put the machines. Well, I didn't put them in there, but I ordered the machines, whatever they needed. I was always trying to help whatever I could there. It was hard because it was not around the corner. I live about an hour and 20 minutes from the studio. And I work about 45 to 50 minutes from it. So I would get down there when I could. But back to Garrett. His shows, whenever Garrett would fill in for a show, hilarious. I think Garrett's reading of Michael Gavin Ali's porn script still might be the funniest thing I've ever seen on the internet. I was in pain laughing at that. And the other Booth boys, we are not going to sell them short at all. Drew and Steve. I'll start with Steve. I think Steve is phenomenal. I think he's hilarious. I had tried reaching out to Steve to have him come on my show, but nothing ever really happened with that. I don't know if he ever got the message or I never got a call. But I know Steve is a really great guy, and I love Steve. Every time I walked in there, his dump show is fucking hilarious. Oh, that camera's really annoying the shit out of me. Let me switch to a different doodah. Here we go. Let's try this one. I don't have my name on there anymore. There we go. So yes, Steve, I'll follow him anywhere. wherever he does, wherever they go, and that's for anybody who was in the studio or outside the studio. Just people that I met. Drew, so knowledgeable, such a nice dude. Never once did you ever come in without the biggest fucking grin. Probably just from eating some girl's ass out in some public toilet somewhere. But yeah, he's really a nice dude. A great guy on the board. Funny. All these guys are funny. I can't say enough about how much of a pleasure it was to go and just hang out with those three. And of course, you got to put Luby in there. The very, very beautiful, very tall Luby, who was just a blessing every time I would see her. That voice, a little giggle. She is an amazing person. Other people that I had met there back in the day, Allie, who used to book all the guests for the show. I love Allie. She's a brilliant writer. She moved out to Las Vegas, and as I knew, and it's just an absolutely beautiful and brilliant woman. I miss her a lot. I haven't seen her in a long time. And I gotta think, if it wasn't for this person, I would have met none of these people. And that would be Big A. Big A was the one who introduced me to Anthony, actually. And if not for him, if not for that big lug, who's got a tremendous heart and a tremendous talent behind the camera, I wouldn't be doing this right now. And that's another thing to note here. This whole thing that I have here, this mishmash of shit, this is all because of all of these people. Every single one of these people that I've met was like, oh man, I wonder if I could do that. They gave me inspiration. They gave me cause. They gave me reason. And I was able to put something together like this. I'm kind of the whole booth boys and host at the same time. Ain't easy, but it's fun. And I have to thank all of them for that. I would not be doing this. So, other people I want to thank. I want to thank Gino. And I want to thank Keanu. Gino, who was more than gracious enough to allow my stupid ass to go on his show. When I am not an entertainer. I've never been in entertainment. I've never been in broadcasting. But I guess now the internet has given everybody the ability to do this. Everybody has a podcast. Everybody's got a vlog. And people have had it way longer than me. I've just gone a little bit more professional with it, I guess. Wanted to see what kind of talents I have, and here they are. Look at that background. Tron. I love Gino and Keanu. The cutest couple I've ever seen. They just kind of fit. I love their shows. And, so they live in the city. Who knows, after they get married, if they're going to move, down south to, near where her family is. I don't know. But, the odds of me physically seeing these people again are low. I just live too far away, and I don't freaking hang out with anybody. I don't think Gino's going to start playing Call of Duty anytime soon. Though I'd love to see that. More from the shows. I want to thank Bill Schultz, who I had the pleasure to see a couple times outside the studio. I fixed his laptop. You'll notice that with me. Most of the time people have seen me, it's because something fucking broke. I'm not the kind of guy that gets a call and say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? No, I get, hey, my shit's blue screening, help. That's when people see me. So, Joanne, I loved I would get there usually at the end of their show. And you guys talk about a doll. Oh, one came off the board there, folks. But Bill and Joanne was so nice. And I used to watch this show all the time mornings. I would sit at work, and it would be the first show that I'd turn on. And leave it on one of my monitors, supporting. Always wanted to see that, never know if they had like a live viewer count, but I wanted to see if that was, Talib. I haven't seen Talib in a long time. I loved his show. Really talented dude, really nice dude. Loved talking with him at the shows, at the parties. I miss him a lot. I haven't seen Talib in a while. Don Jameson. I saw Don probably about 2 years ago. Well, no, maybe about a year ago. I was in the studio and he came in and he sat down in one of the green room chairs and was on his phone and was just doing business. But goddamn, he was a nice guy. Such a nice guy to talk to. Really, really knows his stuff impressively. And his show was great. I love Don. Chrissy and Frank. What can I say about them? I adore them. I have been to many of Chrissy's live shows. I was honored to be able to sit on Chrissy's Wet Spot show. When again, who am I? Before I had this, I didn't have anything to promote. And really, I don't really promote this very much, but a tweet. So being able just to sit at that desk and laugh with the people there and just contribute. And I'm so happy about the baby and Frank. God, I will watch her forever. And Frank is always so nice too. He would send me nice tweets. And Frank allowed me to go on to Simcast once, which was incredible. I think it was Simcast. It was when after the original Conhead House, when I was there on with Anthony and Marshall and Lindsay, and even though I wasn't at the Content House, I was babysitting Anthony's cats. Again, you'll find that I'm the guy that just likes doing nice shit for people. I don't know. I want to be in everybody's good graces, so I'm always trying to do the extra thing. I never ask for anything back. I never want anything back. Friendship is where it counts. Being able to see people and talk to people, and that's all I ever cared about. That's all I ever will care about. It's just rooted in my DNA. Other people. Mike Malice. Last saw Mike at a Halloween party at Anthony's. Now, 4 or 5 years ago. He was funny. Funny guy to talk to. Crazy knowledgeable, too. His knowledge almost scares me. Dave Landau. I got to see Dave multiple times when he was hosting the show, when he was living at Anthony's house. This is what I mean. See, all these people, I would have never met any of these people if it wasn't for Anthony. And it wasn't for the show. And it wasn't for the people in the studio. I met Anthony's brother Joe, his sister Dawn, Joe Curry, Dennis, Fred from Brooklyn, Vinny FBI, Mike the Marine, all these people. I love all of these people. Everyone that I've ever met from any one of the parties or any one of the shows or anywhere we've bumped into each other, which is rare. I adore these people. Every one of them. Everyone is unique and spectacular in their own way. They all have stories. They all make you laugh. Just make you laugh. Last I went out to Joe's house and played poker with all the poker guys. Jamie and Frank. The ball busting is the fucking best. It's what it's about, man. It makes you feel alive. You laugh. You just fucking... Oh, man. It's times like that I honestly struggle. I miss all these people. And look, hey, you never know. Might be shopping one day in Costco and I bump into somebody. Hey, how you doing there? I don't know. Obviously trying to leave New York State wouldn't help that, but I'm trying. I wanted to show some pictures that I had on my phone. Just pictures I had of the studio and stuff that I had kept. This was one of the early days. I believe that's Anthony with Joe Curry. Is that Joe Curry? Yeah, it's Joe Curry and Ari Shaffir. Again, another guy that I got to meet. If it wasn't for this, and seeing the studio then, look, it was all neat. The wires were all straight with shit thrown all over the floor, and how this built up and grew. It's an amazing thing. It really is. This right here inspired me to build what I've built here. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have done this. Because I kind of saw what was technologically possible. And then they get all the credit for that. I'll just flip through some of these pictures. If this works. Oh, there's the big A. That couch, man. What's going to happen to the couch? It's a comfy couch. I sat on that couch many a time. Damn near almost fell asleep on that couch. Somebody over there picking their nose up on the stands. But you had a big lug. Joe Curry. And my wife. And look at the photobomb by Garrett. I'm telling you, nobody photobombs a picture like him. God damn it. I'm not even sure how long ago this was, but it was years ago. They waited 10 years. It was probably in the first year of the studio, I'd say. Oh, there's Ari. That's from the show that they were on, obviously. Yeah, look at my poop. Look, there was nothing on the wall in the booth. That's how early on it was. It was a professional environment before it turned blue and they had dildos on the wall and all that kind of shit. Gav. I love Gavin. An extremely, extremely nice dude. I had the pleasure of going up to his house a couple times to repair his son's computer, upgrade it, whatever. Always gracious. The day that I took this picture was the day that I met Gavin, and a friend of mine in Texas is a very, very big Gavin fan. Always has been. And I called him on the phone, and Gavin was gracious enough to get on the phone with my friend for like 5 minutes and talk to him. Made my friend's year. He couldn't believe it, actually. That's the kind of guy Gavin is. He's brilliant. He's funny. Straight as an arrow. Is a great father. Great family man. And yeah, anytime I got to sit in on Anthony and Gavin's shows was one of the most special times. A lot of times I would sit there and he'd want to chime in on something, but was I so afraid to interrupt them too, because they got a flow. And more like maybe the last two shows, I was integrated a little bit, and I was still had a lot of trepidation. Like, a lot of people watching this, and who am I? These two behemoths are sitting here in front of me. I'm the big woolly mammoth in the room. But I could only hope this merger is going to succeed and going to grow, and having them two still do a show together and do their own thing. It's a blessing that we can all see that. So I want to say that. Oh, there's Asian Pat Dixon. He's obviously awake. I haven't seen Ryan probably since I took this picture. Probably. He's a great dude. Very funny, very talented, and I'm sure he'll handle all the shows very well. Nick DiPaolo. Who's that photo bombing behind us? Let me tell you. I have 5 Nick picks. This is the best one. It almost has that Tyson-esque feeling from Anthony's Tyson picture. But look at that photo bomb. Oh, God. Look, the studio was so basic back then. Nothing was hanging on the wall. This is, again, the studio when it was in its infancy. Vincent Curatola. He was a really nice guy to meet. And again, these are just pictures I had on my phone. I'm not going to go through all the people I've met, but you can see the pictures on the wall. I wonder where those are going to go. Oh, the Eastside Dave logo. I don't even know if that's still there. I don't remember. When Gavin did his show on the network. Remember those days? Fun. Hey, there's Will Noonan. Oh my lord, that's during Artie and Anthony. Notice the AA logo on the screen. I never got to meet Artie. Funny is, every time I was there for Artie and Anthony, which was probably, I don't know, maybe 10 times, he never was there once. Never. I don't believe so, at least. I have to think. No, I don't think he was ever there. Pretty funny. Look, the little table, everything was neat still back then. See the little mic on the left people would talk to, and this was the place, man. This was a place where back then when people would actually come to the shows, sit in and everything, you know, before the pandemic and before that kind of went kibosh. There's Will. I love Will. Great, hilarious dude. I think the last I talked to him, they were trying the Twinkie coffee on his show that I had found at Christmas shop that time. What can you say? Hilarious dude, great guy. Drives a Mustang. I miss Will. There's Will. A lot of Will pictures. Again, I just dumped this folder down. That looks like Landau. Yeah, that's Dave Landau on the Artie and Anthony show. Boy, wouldn't that change in a couple months after this picture? Oh, Martin Cove. This was one of the best guests that I met on because of Anthony's show. When Martin, as you know, as the Cobra Kai dude from Karate Kid came in. I guess he sat with Dave. Was a complete shock. I mean, this was a guy, and whenever I would go to the studio, I would not plan it per se. I would think maybe a couple days in advance I would try to get a day off, but I didn't know who was going to be on the show or whatever. I would just pop in. So, I mean, we're talking about a guy that was in Karate Kid. He was in Rambo, many movies. True star. We all know this dude. And to be able to meet him, and then I took a picture. Hey, how you doing there, dude? There's him. Where's my... Look at this. This picture with Martin. But the one I love the best. This one. Oh, that's fucking great. See, this is stuff that would have never happened if the New York City studio wasn't there. So that's when I say how much of a special place this was to me. You never knew who you were going to run into. You never knew who you were going to meet. But it was always a good time. Hey, Dave. Yeah, Dave's short. And I'm tall. And I don't know who the fuck that is behind him. Donuts. Never once did I ever go to the studio. No, maybe once. Once I think I just stopped by and I parked outside. 99% of the times I went to the studio, I would always bring something. To me, this was my gratitude for what these people on the show, people in the booth, people in the green room, how much it meant to me that they were able to give me entertainment and laughs and joy living in this fucking shithole state that we're living in. So I would bring them these treats. These donuts were from a place around the block from my office. And I would stop there and pick up a box. And every time I'd walk in, their eyes would just go light up because they knew Chris was bringing the goods. And it was my pleasure to do it. There's nothing greater to me than to feed someone and then see them smile afterwards. I love that. Just making people happy, generally. I would love cooking at the parties. smoking over here, bringing food, whatever, and bringing food to the studio. Goddamn, those freaking donuts look good, don't they? It's a place called Doology in Limbrook. Matt Eisman, another guy that I met. Now, Matt, obviously, when he met, I said Matt, when he went over to NBC, couldn't come on the show anymore, whatever, but hella nice guy. Oh, all these people. I love them all. There's Matty. Oh, look at the show that was on. Nightshade with Michael Malice. Right? Oh, there's E-Rock. And the Big A. The Ninja Warriors. Look at E-Rock. You know, I will play this. Well, actually, I'll play this after. We'll come back to that. There's Talib. And there's Garrett. Boy, look at Garrett's looking a little younger there. He aged during the entire time of Compound. And he's actually sitting upright, which was, I guess, in the very beginning of everything. As he got older, he leaned more and more and more until he was almost laying down. Oh, there he goes. I knew it wouldn't last long. That's the Garrett Lounge. I love it. That should be the way we should all work. Just get a lazy boy. Gotta love that shit. Ah, the booth. There's Garrett. That looks like Drew. I think that's Drew. Yeah, it must be with the beard. He had hair then. Oh my God. Who did Anthony have on? Oh, Bob Kelly and Will Noonan. So yeah, there's the original TriCaster that took a shit. And this is what these guys would do. I mean, again, this is a real professional setup that they put together. It was very, very impressive. And these guys knew how to work everything to the tilt, the transitions, the callers coming in, everything. To watch them operate the show was really a pleasure, especially from a technological aspect. It's not just sitting there pushing buttons and everything is automated. You've got to do things. Garrett's doing many things at once. Drew's handling the cameras, the teleprompter, or whatever. It's all came together for a really, really awesome thing. And it was I learned a lot from it. And I can't thank them enough for that. I'll just pop through a couple more. Another one with Will. Okay. This, I don't know exactly why this is in this picture. This was Anthony's studio in the Roslyn house when he sold the house and he asked me to come break the studio down, which I did. It was a fuck disaster. And it was all me. He was upstairs sleeping, I think, which was pretty funny because I was there for hours and I took all of that stuff out. But again, I learned a lot from it. Keith put this whole thing together, which was brilliant. Again, it was on a raised floor, the green screen background. You see the light stanchions up top. It did a great job. Great job. And they used it, when he started live from the Compound and before the New York City studio, this was it. And it was impressive as hell. And that was after I got done with it. Before? After. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, but again, I was happy to help. And the funny part about this is I was downstairs. This was in the basement of the Roslyn house, and I was there for I was there for about 8 hours doing this. About halfway through, I'm texting my wife. I'm like, I haven't seen Anthony since I've been here. I don't even know if anybody's home. So I went upstairs and I was like, hello? Hello? Got no answer. Went back downstairs. Did more stuff until I got to this. About 8 hours later, I go back upstairs. I go, hello? And I hear, yeah. So yeah, he was upstairs sleeping. Couldn't help pull a cable or wrap a cable up. No, I kid. But yeah, the seeing all this and how it was done, and this was the basis of what the New York City studio became. It was brilliant. If I wonder if he didn't do this, what would Rogan and all these other billion shows out there have done? Now, yes, he did not create webcams and all of that, but just the way things were done, how it was professionally set up, the quality of the cameras, the quality of the audio, which Anthony always obviously cares about. Look when he went to South Carolina, how long it took him to get things until he got it right and he was comfortable. So, it was great to just take part in this in any way, shape, or form. Oh, those are the donuts that I would bring. Look at that Fruity Pebble donut. I think the people's favorites was usually the maple bacon. Steve loved the maple bacon. Good fucking donut. Look at this. Look at him chowing. I think it's Berg. Yeah, that was Aaron. And Big A chomping on them donuts. Shit, you're not. Good fucking donuts. Now, this is the boss at Sullivan's. Sullivan's is probably going to go out of business now, being that Anthony isn't there anymore. They've been struggling ever since he moved to South Carolina. He would go there every day. That was his table. And the funny part about this picture, so I was going down, I think I might have been, actually, I think it's Big A in front of me. I think I took Big A to lunch. And we were sitting there, and during the 2 to 3 p.m. range, no, 3 to 4. Anthony was 4. From 3 to 4, Anthony has the persona non grata. Leave me alone. I'm doing show prep. So you'd have to sit far back. Don't look at him. Don't talk to him. He's seriously, look at him on the phone, doing his thing. You gotta respect that. So it was pretty funny. The amount of photoshops I did over the years for the show, and I'd like to say another person, Dougie Nelson, who did a phenomenal job. Let's face fact, I was the first. I did so many photoshops for the shows on the network when they first started. Over 5,000 of them I did. And they used to put them on during the show. And then, Mr. Nelson came in, and his were so good. His whole thing that he's able to do is great. He's very, very talented. But I was the first. So, just want to point that out. What else we got here? Gino! Where'd he buy those knees? Oh, yeah, that's a comfy couch. Oh, you know what? I don't have up. Let me open up the. I just realized I forgot. I'm not looking at any chat. If there's any chat. Oh, where'd he buy those knees? Okay, oh, there is chat. A lot of chat. Sorry. I'll look at that in a couple minutes because I know you guys are trying to chat in there. I don't have that on this stream. What else we got? I just realized I forgot. I'm looking at any chat. All right, here's obviously the studio when it got updated. The whole blue lighting. Oh, and, where'd he buy those knees? Okay, oh, there is chat. A lot of chat. Sorry. Wait, did it go? Okay. Again, the professional setup. Garrett Net Lounge. I love Garrett's Lounge. So now you guys can see the behind the scenes aspect of the show. You can see the green screen, obviously, that they put in. I have mine here. You can't see it because it's on right now. All the lighting. The studio is always very, very well lit. And, again, Keith they put all them light stanchions up on the ceiling. And, this studio was bare nothing when they moved in. I mean, bare. And they turned it into this, which was like mind blowing. Don't you love Gavin's shirts? He's got the greatest shirts. I think he told me he gets them at Old Navy. I gotta go to Old Navy, get me some Gavin shirts. Look at his expression. Just scrolling through the phone pics. Is that all? What happened? Why is this thing moving now? That might be. Nope. What the hell? Oh, look out. We've got an error. Well, there you go. There's one I wanted to show. Let me see if I can bring it back up here. Wait, where was I? Here. Oh, it was the the picture from Taz, the Resident Artist. Garrett did this for me. I asked him to do one for me once. You know, the pictures of the people that he would put on the shows behind him on the board. This is one of my favorite things. You know, I never got to sit on Anthony's show with him. Why would I? But this made me feel like I actually did a bucket list item. And I had this actually as a Windows background at work. I thank Garrett so much for doing that for me. It was really cool. That's the outfit that I wore to one of the Halloween parties when I was the dude from Casino. De Niro's character from Casino. The Golden Jew. So, yeah. Studio history, ladies and gentlemen. Studio history. Now, I'll play this for those that haven't seen it before. So, like I said before, I'm not an entertainer. I really had no business going on anybody's show. But Gino let me on his show. He had me come on. And let's bring this up here. There's 92 different mics here. Okay. So this was the first time I think I was ever on any of the shows. There's the number. It's still on the Compound site. And the day that I came in, about 3 weeks before, I had an idea. I was like, I want to do something. I want to do something to make somebody laugh. I want to go in the studio and hear people chuckle. And what I did
just gets stronger and stronger. What if there's a nuclear war? The Earth will go, ooh, had a little gas there, and fucking 30 years later, cockroaches and Ray DeVito, same breed, will still be alive. So stop thinking we need to pay more money and fucking mine fucking, cobalt from China to fucking make cars when it's all fucking bullshit and the Earth will be fine. Hi, Chris. How was your trip? I heard you were on a boat.
When fucking Gino starts making sense, we're all fucked.
But you know I'm right. Did you want a drink?
Oh, no, I'm good. You know I don't drink.
What's that?
I am what you call a faggot.
Yeah, but let me tell you,
at least according to Anthony. Wait a minute. We could ask Anthony about this. Anthony, am I a faggot?
Now, okay. The story behind the pillows. I have the pillows, by the way. They're on my couch right now. I have the Anthony pillow, the Beavis pillow, and the oversized E-Rock pillow. It scares the shit out of my daughter every time she comes down from the room. So I was floating on the net one day, and I saw this human pillow thing. And the gag was supposed to be, E-Rock is rarely in the studio. So I figured I'd get a life-sized E-Rock. They weren't very expensive. Well, all right, they were a little expensive. And I put it in E-Rock's chair, and anytime that they wanted to ask E-Rock a question, because, the joke was Anthony, let's ask E-Rock. Oh, E-Rock. They would go to the camera, and they would be sitting E-Rock. So during the process, there was like a sale, and I was like, oh, look, I can make another pillow or two. Well, let's get an Anthony pillow. He'll find that funny. And he wound it up fucking hating it. It's almost to the point that I went and got it because I thought they were going to throw it out or throw it out the window. But come on. I'm proud I did this. This was hilarious. And why I say how proud I am I did this, I'll show you in a second.
I don't know. What do you think?
You did this for me.
Well, you know, I had to complete the set.
See, Gino thought I did it for him. No, I didn't. But I let him think so, at least.
So let's.
Oh my God! There you go.
A lot of people are not going to really think this is Anthony, so we had to
Oh,
go and get Beavis as well.
oh
So-
my God!
The point of the Beavis pillow, I was hoping when it would come that it would be able to sit on the end of the desk with its little paw hanging over. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So, good thought, bad execution.
Out here, give me the
Put them-
Beavis. Watch
put
this.
them together as a set.
Look at
So
this
this
Beavis just
whole-
hanging out. Watch that. There you go. Look
This
at
whole
this
show.
Beavis just hanging.
Gino was having
Oh,
a blast with these
come
pillows.
on. That's good stuff.
And in case you're wondering, E-Rock is here today. Can we take a look at E-Rock? E-Rock's
Oh
sitting at
my
his desk.
God. Are you fucking with me? All right, here's what we're gonna do. Fucking just put these on the desk. Cause you know, the people that hate us and love the boss, we're like, we're not watching, and then just have this on the show when the boss starts, like, yeah, what? Everything's fine.
Well, this is for
Actually,
like, you know, next week if Gavin comes in and
more than
Ant
a
is
year
in
ago.
South Carolina again
There he
and
is.
nobody communicates. We're just going to put Ant in the chair right
There
here.
you go. Let's check with E-Rock. E-Rock
E-Rock just fell over.
He just collapsed. Is he okay?
Oh my God. Somebody mounted
E-Rock, no.
It's all the smoke in the air. It got to him. Chris, how many times have you fucked these pillows already?
Well, you notice I didn't bring the Chrissy Mayer pillow with me.
Oh my God.
Oh, but God knows what you guys are going to do with these.
So, bringing these things in, I was just laughing and giggling the entire time I brought there. Because I knew somebody there was going to find it funny. And pretty much everybody did but Anthony. In fact, this scene here, I don't think I ever heard Garrett laugh so long when he started playing with the E-Rock pillow. I have watched this 1,000 times, and every time I watch it, it makes me happy because I knew that I brought this amount of joy to someone. Gino was eating one of my donuts.
Evening, I'm supposed to come in monologue to the social platform. What?
E-Rock's mad at you for eating on air.
E-Rock.
All right, E-Rock, hold
For
on.
Garrett.
Why are you eating on air?
Does it make you hungry?
It's unprofessional.
Please, just text me after every show like you usually do with what I did wrong.
These are velvety soft.
It really is.
They're really nice.
It really is. I swear to God, what's going to happen at some point is I'm
Need a
gonna
little
pass out on
shoulder
the couch.
massage, buddy.
It's going to be
I'm literally going to pass out on the couch like this at one point. I'm going to pass out like this.
You're always caressing E-Rock.
This is the greatest thing ever. I cannot thank you enough. Let me tell you. Hey, what are you doing to E-Rock? Come on! By the way, right now the guy that keeps bitching, there's like maybe 5 people.
Making him look like real
I owe
pinhead.
you so big time. You know that, right? I cannot thank you enough. What are you doing to him?
Eyes are too close together.
I am. Oh, that's even better. Thank you, buddy. I'm telling you. Now,
Now, if I only had ordered these before you did the show yesterday, I could.
So, things like that. Now you know what I'm going to miss. Now you know why that place, to me, will always have a special place in my heart. And why I'm broken up. But, look, the one thing that I haven't said is, I understand this is a business. I understand that, I don't talk to Anthony about financial things or anything that's none of my business. I don't know. I don't want to know. It is none of my business. The only thing I ever made my business in that place was making people smile. That's it. That's all I ever cared about. And I know just from what people think, what people say, oh, he kept this afloat for this long. Was it making money or subs, all this kind of crap? I never cared about that. Sure, I thought about it. I'd be lying to you if I didn't think about, I wonder how the business is doing and stuff like that. But I honestly, I never asked him. I think everybody knew that, look, all good things come to an end eventually. I wouldn't want to, didn't want to think about it. And I know that everybody involved is going to be fine. Is going to grow on and get an actual real job like me. That's really all I have to say. I know I've left out a bunch of people who I wanted to thank. Each one of you who have met me, who are out there that are watching this, know how much you all mean to me, and how much you've brought joy to my life in a way that I can never repay any of you. I try, but when your computer's on fire, I try to be there to help you out. And I'm always going to follow you, no matter where you are. I'm always around. I'm very easy to get in touch with. Shit, people text me all day and all night. So, and as far as all the detractors go, stuttering moron, Brennan, which, by the way, Brennan was kind of weird because I met Kevin on one of Anthony's shows. I was actually offline helping Kevin Brennan with his cats. Like literally trying to help him tame this crazy cat in his house. And then a week later, the whole thing blew up and we were out of the Kevin Brennan business. I was out of the Kevin Brennan cat business. Weird. Let's see if there's any other names I wanted to roll off. Pat Dixon. I haven't seen Pat in a long time. I know the whole shit with that is a fucking nightmare, not even touching it, but hey, I met him. He was always nice to me. He was always nice to Jenny. Bob Levy. I love Bob Levy. Bob is one of the guys I probably DM on Twitter the most. We always have a great conversation. I'm always wishing him well. So hilarious on all the shows that he does with Shuli's show, all the times that Ant goes on Shuli's show. Shuli is a great guy, very funny. The whole Uncle Rico thing that he's built is a fucking empire with Zenhauser and Michael Morse. Other just names that I wrote down as I was thinking. Terry McNeely. I would not have met some of my best friends. Bob in North Carolina, Mel in Chicago, if not for the show. That's how we all met, was playing online games because of the show. Jess, Marshall and Lindsay, Michael Gavinelli. Good dude. Actually moving close to me in like a month or something like that. All the people that come into my channel. I see Qgon in there. I see Don in Canada. Rex Kramer. I don't know if it's Stranger or Saint Ranger and his wife, who sent me and Anthony and a bunch of people to show really awesome stuff, like out of nowhere, which I couldn't freaking believe. It was so unbelievably nice. Anything else I wanted to get to? Just some random notes that I had written down. Just some things that people, I guess, weren't aware of. How many Twitter accounts that I made for Anthony over the years before he got banned? Your Compound boss? That was me. I think I have 8 left, just in case he was banned. I had Anthony Cumia XYZ, Anthony Cumia 234. I don't think Plantation Boss was mine. Somebody got that one, but I don't remember if that was mine. I think that's about it, really. I think I said pretty much. Kind of wanted to get off my chest because I was not going to have a chance to say this to anybody in person because it's over. I'm not going down to the studio anytime soon for any reason. I really never go to New York City. So I wanted this to be a place that for anyone that was involved with the show, for anybody who watched the show, for anybody who watched my show, why do you? But for everybody out there, my thanks and my gratitude, my well wishes. I'm always there. I'm always around. And I wanted to thank you. Straight up. So the time is 9 o'clock. I'm going bowling. And I might be doing some karaoke when I come back around maybe 11 o'clock. I'll probably only go bowling for a couple of hours, but I know there was no show yesterday. I got up too late. I went to bed at like 3. So I really haven't had much to talk about. This has been the only thing on my brain this week. So thank you all for tuning in. And for everybody, keep watching the shows, keep supporting, follow, everything on, as far as I know, on the Compound website is still going to work. And that's where the shows will be. Chrissy and Gino are going to do their thing on there. And obviously Anthony's show and Gavin, Wednesdays, whatever. Just, I don't know. Nobody's told me anything. I don't have any inside information, nor do I want any. Oh, I forget. I also wanted. Just see if there's anybody. Yeah. Missy. I miss Missy. I haven't seen Missy in so long. And Neo. I love Neo. We love taking care of Neo. Hope she's doing well. I'm sure she is. And that's about it. So I'm gonna log off, go bowling, and I will see you all perhaps later on.